Hey, this brings back some memories, huh?
I did ask him about that in my earlier recordings. Doo. Serafen, where are ya?
Ahoy, Captain. Truth be told, Ferrante half expects us to get our asses blown out of the water at Fort Deadlight. Fortunately for you, I have this bad habit of beating the odds.
I have the same habit of beating the odds. Between the two of us, the odds will be black and blue.
Of course, I do that by way of good old traditional chicanery. And the most important part of any hornswoggle? Solid planning. Well, that and surviving.
What can you tell me about Fort Deadlight?
Valian made originally. Piled them stones up a few centuries back, but gave it up when the fishmen wouldn't leave them be. Hard to defend against Wilder crawling up out of your crappers. Captain Aldiz claimed it a few years back. Fucking filthy from bow to stern, and she had her lads and lasses cleaning fish shit out of the floorboards for months. A couple of them thought it might be better sailing elsewhere and left in the night. Aldiz tracked them down quick as you like, took their heads, and fixed them into little lanterns for the front gate. Called them Fort Deadlight's Deadlights.
His nose twitches.
They say she ain't had a deserter since. Tad cruel for my taste. But I admit to admiring the wordplay.
You mentioned you have contacts at the fort. Can we rely on their help?
I did say contacts, didn't I?
The Serafen rubs the back of his head as he takes a sudden studious interest in his boots.
Contact would be more accurate, in the singular. A lass by the name of Siri. Been running the same circles for years, doldrums and fair winds. We're never family, but never on the wrong ends of arms, neither. Might have shaken the sheets a few months back.
Oh, were the sheets dirty?
Regardless of how she feels about me, there's no love lost betwixt her and Benwith, that's for damn certain.
So... I get it. Your contact is some random lover of yours?
Ugh, random? What do you take me for, Captain?
Oh, the scourge of hearts throughout the Deadfire.
Well, I can't say as you're entirely wrong.
He grins, all teeth. What do you know of Aldiz?
She's sharp as shit, that one. Tongue, mind, and ears alike. Sailed out of Deerwood or Adir one. Knows her knots, and how to crew a ship that won't turn sour. The words ring out among the Principe. More than you'd think for new blood. Part of that's her fierce support of freedom. From slavers, from the empires, from the Juana's caste system even. The rest a lenient hand. Step out of line and Ferrante's got your old crew up for lashes. Aldiz, though, she's, let's say there's a reason she attracts limp-cocked nut-twists like Benwith. Can't say I much approve of a lack of regard for our traditions, but, can't say I don't share her vexations with Ferrante and the old guard, neither.
He runs a furred paw over his braided beard. Shouldn't the, Principe do something about Aldiz?
The Principe's no fleet. More a mishmash of fiercely independent captains. A lot of them take to one another like sharks to krakens. But we be bound by the slippery slip knots of tradition. Even those bucking tradition cooperate for protection against our enemies. Many of the old guard have died off, though. And the new blood flooding in be, less the civil sort.
Do you have a plan in mind to get us into the fort?
Well, you be asking me for a plan. Frankly, I were curious to witness how the famed Watcher of Cad Nua would penetrate the impenetrable. But since you asked, just give me a tick.
Serafen pauses to think. He strokes one of his bearded braids.
Vast. I might have pulled a plan out of this hairy blue ass after all. Way I see it, we have an option or two ranging from the wildly dangerous to the fantastically suicidal. So tell you me, Cap, what be your preferred approach to problems unapproachable?
Subtlety tends to work best for me.
Might be there's a way to sneak inside. Bet we can find a shady spot to tie up a skiff under the veil of night. Then up the walls and over, quick as you please. Sussing out a place to land without being spotted ourselves will require Helia's own eyes. Or a spyglass. You've got a spyglass, I hope.
Don't you have a spyglass?
Yeah, sure, used to. Then I made the mistake of lending it to Ferrante. Apparently forgot it weren't his.
A low growl builds beneath his grumbling.
Showed him the S I carved into it, and he turned round and told me it stood for spyglass. There's an important lesson to be learned there. You take something to see, you hold grip on it real tight.
I don't have a spyglass.
Oh, then let me recommend you remedy yourself there, Captain. A good spyglass be like a good lover. Shows you the bits you'd have missed otherwise.
Let's discuss another plan.
Deadlight's a tough coconut to crack. But if not cracking, what are nuts for?
We could sneak our way in.
Might be there's a way to sneak inside.
Wait a second, that's what I just said.
Yeah, sure. You showed him the S I carved into it, and he turned around and... I'm all ears, Captain. Deadlight's a tough coconut to crack. But if not cracking, what are nuts for?
I think this calls for a clever approach.
Smart play for crashing any party involves scavenging yourself up an invite, and then dressing to impress.
He puffs out his chest and thumbs tucked into the fine fabric of his shirt. So, look the part.
Aye, Captain, from stem to stern. Looking the part in this case means hoisting colours identifying us as Principe.
His left ear twitches.
Don't have to tell you how dangerous such a bit of fabric can be if the wrong person catches you flying it.
How hard could it be to purchase a flag?
Well, Principe captains don't just give up their flags for a few coins.
He scratches his rump, head cocked to one side.
Neketaka's black market. If there be a Principe flag for sale, it'll be there. Mark it up and relocates every so often to avoid the Royal Guard. We'll just have to find wherever it currently be anchored.
Then we'll attack a Principe ship and capture their flag.
Swapping cannonballs with my fellow Principe ain't my favourite idea you've ever had. But do what you have to do, Captain. Might be tricky to not damage the flag in battle, or sink the ship on accident.
Let's discuss another plan.
Deadlight's a tough coconut to crack. But if not cracking, what are nuts for?
Let's do a frontal assault.
Yeah, if you insist on a straightforward approach, you could always load the old with powder and balls and hope the walls of Deadlight give before you roll. Here's hoping you've practiced your breaststroke, savvy? If you breach the walls, you still got the guards to attend to. Adding to that a mess of pirates in multitudinous states of insobriety. And probably dress. Deadlight's a tough coconut to crack. But it might be there's a sussing out of... sure. Showed him the S I carved into it, and he turned around and told me it stood for spyglass. There's an important lesson to be learned there.
I want to talk about something else.
I'm all ears, Captain.
Do you know anything about the fort's defenses?
Funny thing about it being a fort means it ain't a boat. Means it don't have to worry about the way the cannons are storing honking big balls. Guns they got crowning that castle put a hole in your poop deck before you've sighted land.
He sighs and scuffs his boot against the floor.
Fort itself be floor to ceiling rum-sodden fools, so that be going for us. But Aldi's keeps the crew on the walls sharp and sober. One blast of their horns and Deadlight's locked up tight as an endearing mugger night. We'll stay that way too, till any unfamiliar ships have been shot to shit and shot again.
Well, let's speak of this later.
Later, sure. No hurry here to ship off back to the Gentlemen of Leisure.
His left ear twitches. Alright, back to sea. I did explore this area a little bit. I went to the Howling Gorge. The desert wind carries a sibilant susurrus to your ears from the canyon beyond, punctuated by cracks and puffs that reminds you of eggs on a hot pan or a fire in a dry brush. The low growl that accompanies it, however, raises the hair on the back of your neck. Listen carefully. Who will listen? Ilmarin will listen. The sound resolves to a rhythmic chittering, slowly and cyclically rising and falling. It sounds like a chorus of voices, inhuman voices. Continue cautiously forward. You carefully enter the desert canyon, keeping to the shade cast by the tall standing stone. Ahead of you, a group of xaurips chant, hopping back and forth on skinny legs, shaking their spears. Nested between them rises a black, leathery form of drake. The creature's wings rise above it as it tears the corpse of a boar at its feet. Continue watching. With a mighty twist of its muscular neck, the drake tears the boar in half. It rises up on its legs, lifting its head, and swallows the back half of the boar whole. The lump of the animal visibly travels down the reptile's throat. One of the xaurips hops forward and tears its feathered headdress from its head and tosses it aside. It drops its staff a moment later and spreads its arms before the drake. The large beast peers down at the xaurip, then, with a flash of movement, eats the small wilder in a single bite. The other xaurips cheer, banging their spears against their shields. They use the distraction to sneak closer. You move quietly from stone to stone, entering the canyon without drawing the creature's attention. Oh, good. Drake. Can I leave if I wanted? No? Okay. Maybe I should make a new save slot.
Oh, think I can't see you, you sneaky bastard.
There they are.
Foes ahead.
Oh. Actually, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be in this formation. This is a horrible formation.
Oh? Yeah?
Alright, let's get a dare up front here.
Aye.
You two can be like this.
Yeah.
Oti can be in the center.
Yes?
And Aloft can be in the back. Oh, no.
Hey. What do you need?
Now I'll save again. Alright.
What do you need?
Holy power.
Exceed honor.
You don't have to do anything. You can frenzy. That's good enough for now. Armor is 10. Mill slash won't help with that. But this could. Let's wait till they get together, and then I'll use Balos spells. Okay, we're strong now, so that means that Joti can use her Consecrated Ground to get some healing over time going in that area. Looks like Aloth is paralyzed. Serafen can now engage because our friends are all engaged with the dare. Well, no, they're not all engaged with the dare. Let's go to the side here so I don't get hit in that big burst of fire. What are their stats? So in terms of defenses, it looks like their weakest are will. Yeah, will. Let's do this first. Oh, she's paralyzed. Oh, everybody's paralyzed. What the heck? The dare still paralyzed? No. How long has Zilman been paralyzed for? 5.5 seconds. He's not gonna survive that long. Not going well. Already. What's her armor? Also 10. Oh, this just sucks. Disengaged.
My blood.
Did I finish my spell? Yes. Okay. Aloth. Now. Minus 25. There, that's a good spot. Oh, you're not paralyzed anymore? Well, that's good. You can heal yourself. If you survive long enough. You're not okay, good.
This is too.
Okay. Yay! Oh, what? This guy's got... He engages? That surprises me. That's okay. I'll just go over here. With escape.
Finish them.
No, you can stop that. You can just harvest this guy. No, do you know what? You don't have to harvest him. We'll do this instead. You'll, just attack. You can just attack, continue attacking. And Aloth, what are you gonna do? Everybody's still got dull-minded? Just like me? Ha ha ha. I'm so mean to myself. Back up. Oh wait, fire's probably not gonna do too much. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Here, how about you do this instead? Shocking, or electric, shocking touch? What it's called? It's called jolting touch. There. Alright, that's one skirmisher down. Oh. Can't see. This guy is engaged with Jyoti. Okay. Well, we'll go after this guy next. What you got equipped? He has the wrong weapon equipped. Equip that. Is he got... Yes, he does have Discipline Strike still. I'll see if I can finish him off with finishing blow. Have Adair go after that champion instead. And Serafen can go after that skirmisher. He's almost done for. That's good. Let's heal up Adair and damage those guys with iconic projection. That skirmisher is now down for the count. Ouch.
That dog won't hunt.
Alright, Jyoti. We're all in pretty good condition. We'll just beat on that guy. Oh, he's immobilized. Well, that's fine. Alright, he's down now. The champion, I'm not gonna go after the champion. He'll be last. Probably a tankier type character. Priest, how's his fortitude? High, but not ridiculously high. How's this guy's fortitude? Everybody's fortitude is high. So I'll use Minoletto's minor missiles on the priest. Ilmarin can go around here. And, oh, he can finish him off, hopefully. Serafen will also engage. Shoti, what are you doing? Nothing that big that you need to do at the moment. I guess you could just do another projection, iconic projection, and heal up a dare and damage our enemies. There, he is dead. The priest is dead. We're gonna go after the Drake now. Silverman have anything left? Not really. We can maybe frighten the Drake. And the Drake's worst defense is will. We'll give him these guys miasma of dull-mindedness again.
Finish them.
What's his armor? His armor is 9. What do I have equipped? My dagger. Go to Stiletto. And maybe give some bleeding wounds. Joti. And actually harvest this guy. There we go. I get a nice chunk of damage with Shoti's Harvest, which damages guys more when they are below a certain threshold of health, or does a significant amount of damage to them when they are below a certain amount of health. The priest looks like he's still standing, but actually he's dead. Now everybody can just gang up on this champion. Dare, you can heal yourself, since you haven't yet. This champion's armor is 11, so I should probably turn on Piercing Thrust. Well, Piercing Thrust is already on, so good. You're gonna bleed, yep. And yeah, I think all is well.
Another time.
Spot on.
All right.
I shall make it so.
Oh, it's the boar. The boar meat. All right.
I shall.
I don't think there's anything here, from what I remember. Okay. Oh. And then I do know that I decided not to go into the cave or the pass, and came back to do it later. Go to your ship, Captain. Okay. Uh-oh. The hell? Fine, take my stuff. That didn't happen when I played. Sailor experience. Leading encounters and defeating enemy captains at sea earns sailor experience for the crew and captain. Acquiring sailor experience will increase the ranks of a crew member's current job. Crew members can only increase ranks in jobs they already have at least one rank in. The captain always advances their captain rank. Yeah, I didn't encounter those guys when I made my way to Neketaka in my actual playthrough. So I didn't have to run away or surrender. Read. A lethargic, misshapen bird drops a damp missive onto the deck. Read. How did I... Try the Critter Cleaver. To Ilman, Captain of the Defied. I know what you're thinking. I have too many lovable cats, dogs, pigs, birds, and pigs. Like you, I once thought I could take in stray pets, care for their needs, and shower each with equal affection. But we limited beings have only so much love to spread around. Unpleasant, unfair, and unfortunate. That's why I took it upon myself to optimize affection and curtail my creature care. I bring you the Critter Cleaver. The cleaver is a handy, ethics-free apparatus yanked from a genuine Anguathan dig site and restored to glorious functionality. Simply slide your favorite feline down one end and let the cleaver do its charm. The best is yet to come. See, the cleaver remembers. Stick a white bird in there. It remembers. Purple pig. It remembers. It remembers your pet's strengths, weaknesses, and favorite places to poop. Now, your furry friend isn't just going to slide out of the cleaver's business end, same as it went inside. No, they come out different, better. Sometimes. That's where it gets fun. Combinations. Want a bird to think like a pig? Want a cat to think like a different, better cat? The cleaver provides. You are doing me a favor of epic proportions if you gave the Critter Cleaver a whirl. Once folks see you using it, everyone will want to turn. I've moved it to the far wall of the dark cupboard, which is at Pariki's Outlook in Neketaka. You can find the cleaver just due west of the Wooden Villa. A friend and fellow animal lover. P.S. I fixed the insert receptacle so that it no longer accepts ore lands and gave it a good scrubbing. You are welcome. As you walk down the dock, your approach is noted by a cadre of heavily armored Aumaua. Their leader briskly leads them to intercept you. The harbormaster looks you up and down with pursed lips. She looks past toward your ship.
You're far from home, farmer. How did you make it all this way in your little boat?
Little boat? Farmer, I'm not a farmer. There's the farmer. The Aumaua cranes her thick neck to look along the hull of your ship. Their expression conveys equal portions of incredulity and pity.
Why do we gotta be farmers just because we're from Deerwood?
But there you are, a farmer.
Are you a farmer?
Yeah, but you can't just assume. We got rabble-rousers too.
As her attention returns to you, the Aumaua's mood becomes more formal.
I'm the harbormaster, Kauha. I must ask your reason for docking in Neketaka.
I'm, carrying, the finest hay in all the Deerwood. Bales of it. So many bales.
I've seen enough laden ships to know how one sits in the water. Your ship cannot be carrying more than your crew and provisions. Tell me the real reason you're here, or we'll put you back on your ship and tug you out of the harbor. I don't think your ship could even sail beyond the reef in its current condition.
The women and men behind the harbormaster nod in agreement and look to you for an explanation. Deep within you, you feel an uncomfortable roiling. You can't be certain if the sensation is physical or spiritual, but immediately induces nausea and fills your ears with the sound of blood rushing through your head. Cutting through the din, you hear a familiar woman's voice speak. Each word comes slowly, falling with what sounds like the chiming of a small bell.
Show them what you are.
Concentrate on folding the edges of the in-between. You close your eyes and turn your mind inward, blocking out the sounds of the harbor and the menacing pack of guards. Soon, all you can hear is the rushing of blood in your head and a muffled chime ringing somewhere far away.
Yes, that's it.
What's the matter with you? What are you doing? If you're trying to scare us with some cipher mischief, save the purple flames for the tribes of the Outer Islands.
The roar in your head begins to abate. The ringing of the chime becomes clearer, rhythmic. 2 successive peals followed by a brief respite. You realize the chime is ringing in tandem with your heartbeat. You open your eyes, the harbormaster is gesturing wildly, presumably to get your attention and yelling in your face, but you hear no words, only the ringing of the chime as your heart rate slows. And slows. And slows. And slows.
Now.
What is this?
Run for it!
So much for discretion.
Man, sometimes you've got to make a show. To get what you want. Something's must be board my ship. I did recolor my ship to match Elman's colors in my actual game, so it has a white trim rather than a green trim. Okay. Where am I at here? Dark my lights flickered. I'm gonna stop recording for a second and then start up again.